Good evening. It's Karen and Dennis again. You've got tonight for our last, it's gone on a bit funny, for our last interview of the day. Actually, our last interview of the whole weekend. And, well, I don't want to keep yabbering on, so I will bring our guest on. Please welcome Michelle Ruth. Did I pronounce your name correctly? I just
You
want to check.
absolutely did. I am so impressed. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm so glad. We've heard some names this weekend, but I'm not sure if I pronounced it correctly. I don't want to offend anyone.
Yeah, that's what I do too. It's okay. It makes us all human.
It does. So, firstly, thank you very much for joining us and being part of our weekend. It's very much appreciated. And for being here, because obviously we're different time zones.
Yes, and thank you. I am actually very humbled to be part of this. I think it was an amazing idea you guys put together with all these trying times. I mean, to be able to at least have something, very, very thankful to be here.
Well, that's this is what we normally do. It's just unfortunate because of the times. We thought, you know what, we can still do it. We just have to do it online. So it's our first attempt, and hopefully all of you that have taken part have enjoyed it. Well, hopefully you're going to tell me you enjoyed it. And hopefully everybody that's been involved in watching has enjoyed the weekend so far. So firstly, could you tell the public a little bit more about yourself?
Sure. I am a psychic medium, trance medium. I'm also a demonologist. I am also one of the few women who are on the Worldwide Society of Exorcists. I am also part of the Warren Legacy Foundation for Paranormal Research. I am on the board of directors, and I also am the director for the Midwest here in the U.S. I do psychometry, remote viewing, and also do readings and spiritual cleansing. I am also the founder of Riverside, Iowa Paranormal, which actually has different chapters. This way we can actually help in different states. We are all linked together, Riverside, Iowa Paranormal, with the Warren Legacy Foundation for Paranormal Research.
Okay, and firstly, can you tell us about your team and what it is you do?
Actually, we basically help folks that are in need. We have the same core and vision as the Warren Legacy Foundation. We help especially a lot of children with abilities that actually can't understand what they're going through. So I do help in that area. We have chapters in Minnesota, Kansas. We also have them in California, Iowa. We did open one up now in Texas and working on one in Arizona. So this way we can spread out a little further to help more people.
Okay, and you say you help children, which is something new that so not anyone else have said they've helped people, other than they say they help private cases and things like that. But you're the first one to say that you go out there and actually help children.
Yes, so we do have a lot of children with abilities that don't understand they have abilities. And sometimes when they don't understand about their abilities, they can actually manifest more of the paranormal because of the emotions they have, being scared and different types of fear. But the Warren Foundation also has a Facebook page that we can work with a lot of the families with children with abilities to help them understand some of those nightmares or some of those bad people they see at night, how to control it. How can they, feel more comfortable in their own home? And when we go to a home and we realize that we're working with a child with special needs, they come out as a big beaming light and they start attracting things in. And they start becoming nightmares for them. And I just remember as a child for myself what it was like and had no one to talk to say, what am I seeing and why are these people keep coming into my rooms?
Wow. That's the first time genuinely because it's the first time anyone has discussed children and things they're experiencing and helping and so on. It's not something that gets talked about very often.
No,
and I've not, of all the people we've interviewed over this weekend, which has been a lot, you're the first person to talk to us about helping children with. Sorry.
A lot of people probably attribute the special ability they might have. They might say, "Oh, it's down to an ADHD or any mental health issues." So for yourself, I like to bring that up and say, it could be abilities you've got to help them out. It's great. It's something different than we've heard.
So it's not something we've heard of. Normally, I've seen like different shows and things like that, but not in a way where you're actually helping them, to teach them and for them to understand what's going on, rather than just going in, clearing, sorting, in like not even involving them in anything, because that happens quite a lot, doesn't it? It's kind of done around them. They're not actually spoken to.
And that's true. And since I also, do parapsychology, it kind of helps, because when we go in and talk to the family, we ask permission to talk to everyone. And a lot of times it's one of those where if the child is too young, we might have them draw pictures of what they're seeing, or ask them, can you show us what?
Ooh.
Signal's dropping in it.
Oh,
you froze then for a minute.
Yeah, it's like, okay. I was looking at like, I've got good service, so I'm not sure. So, but yes, it's something we really take dear to heart. And it is great that we also do it, with the Warren Foundation, and have a support group to help those families.
Because the Warren Foundation actually covers a whole genre of different topics, doesn't it? It's not just straight down the middle, just one thing. It's lots of different areas, isn't it? Is it divided into sections? Is it that the way, or departments? Because there's a lot of different. Don't know what's going on there. Very strange. Because obviously we had Chris on yesterday, and we had Catherine. She must have known I was going to mention her name, because she's literally just popped in the comments. So yeah, we were talking yesterday about the different things with the Warren Foundation, but obviously this is something we haven't discussed already. So obviously you're already highlighting things that we don't already know about.
Yeah, I mean, I think what we do is we go case by case, and then we look for the best matches that can work those cases, depending on if we need more of the technical side, or do we need more of like remote viewings and different things. If there's children involved, who would speak to those children? So we actually do an intake, and then we kind of look at who's going to be the best fit to carry out that piece.
Hey, Catherine, that's what we were talking about with Catherine yesterday. That's one of the things we were discussing about. Cases aren't just given out. It doesn't work like that. It's a case of you look and see, right, who will be the right person for this, or the right team. Correct. To deal with this situation, or these people and so on. She was telling me a little bit about that yesterday.
Yes. And we work together as a team, even though we're spread around all around the world, we do work as a team. If we have one person started something and it became something that they couldn't continue, we all know what's going on. So if we jump in and have someone else jump in, we're able to work on it still without a lapse, and not, making the clients feel like there's somebody there that doesn't understand what's going on.
Which is important, because you're there to help people. So they need to feel confident, and they need to feel comfortable with the people that are helping them and allowing you into their space, basically. It's their private homes and things, isn't it? So
yes.
To allow a stranger into your home is a big thing, isn't it? Especially whether they're helping you or not. But even more so if they're helping you, you really need to entrust in them, don't you? Because that's what it's all about. It's trusting.
And it is, because you have to remember, we ask questions that are so personal. And we're asking, some of their deep, dark secrets. So they have to have that trust in us that, everything's going to stay confidential, that we're going to be able to help, because we're asking them to look back, even at a younger age, and tell us the things that they might have never spoke to anyone else about. So this way we can find out what the source is, especially if we work with negative entities. So the big trust factor, the team aspect, that is one of the most important things.
Everything that you've been doing lately, what is the best place that you've gone to where you've helped someone out?
Actually, we have done a lot remotely. We actually worked on a big case in Scotland.
Michelle,
And-
before you go on, can I just ask you
Yes.
just to explain to anyone that's in the audience that doesn't, because we know what you're talking about, but anyone that doesn't understand, can you just briefly explain to everyone what remote viewing is and
Yes,
what you're doing with that? Because they might, before you go on with so they can have a better understanding about what you're talking about, if that's okay, please.
Sure. So what I do is I actually put myself in a kind of a meditated state where I can go ahead and remote myself and get a visual on the place that we're going into. I'm able to see the surroundings. I can, kind of tell you what kind of curtains and stuff you have, which, some people get a little creeped out. But then I'm also able to see what kind of energy that's there. To kind of explain a little more, with me being a psychic, I do not see a lot of things, what I call like love notes. Sometimes I have your grandma or someone come in, but I see more of the dark side. So if it's a very negative energy, that is what I see. I see them in different types of creature forms. I also see it if, like, some people might see little Johnny who passed away in overalls and a white little shirt. I will see the same child, but I will see how he died. So if he fell on a rock and his head was busted open, then I would see him with part of his head gone. Wow. So that's how I see things when I do, the remotes or any kind of reading. So I always find more of the darker side of it. My own living nightmare.
But you must enjoy what you do, otherwise you wouldn't do it.
Yes, it took a long time because I've had this since I was a child. I blocked it away for many, many years because I always wondered why my imaginary friends always looked like a nightmare and they weren't pleasant to play with. And they kept coming to me at night. And so I kept blocking it, and things kept saying I had a calling. And I kept ignoring that calling because I didn't want to see that anymore. And then it's just got stronger and stronger. And then finally I was like, now I know what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to use what I call my nightmare to help fix somebody else's. And that's when I started really tapping into what I could do, and actually just kept letting it open more and more. And it keeps opening, and newer things keep happening. And I know that this is my calling.
So sorry to interrupt you. I felt really rude. I interrupted you to explain that. You were just about to tell us about some remote viewing. Was it Scotland? You were about to tell us about?
Yes, this was actually something that was a Warren case, and myself and of course my colleague Catherine was helping a family that was having a lot of really bad negative energy. We were trying to figure out where it was stemming from. But we had found out that it was an attachment that was attached to the client from a past life. So we kept seeing her in this past life and found out that it actually had to do with some jewelry. It had to do with the way her life kept repeating itself, and it kept coming back. So it was one that every life that she has relived has had this attachment that has been tormenting her, and it just had gotten stronger and now was messing with the children and causing havoc all throughout the home.
Wow. That's great. And have you helped that lady, and she's now...
As of now, we check in with her on a continuous basis. Things have been pretty quiet. Every once in a while, something will pop up, but we kind of talk her through it, because we have to also empower our clients, help them, cleanse their homes, help them with the prayers that they want. Since we work with all different religions, we want to empower them with their faith and, make them a stronger unit, have the love and the light to try to keep all this negative out.
With the Spirit Realm Network, can you tell us a bit more about that? Is it like, can you access it on UK TV, or is it on internet or anything?
It is actually, you can actually access it here off of Facebook, the Spirit Realm Network. We do some live streams. It's called Into the Dark. And when we go on location on some places, we actually make an event out of it. So our Facebook followers can actually join us on that live event, be on the show, and also investigate with us.
Wow, that's amazing. And as you mentioned your team, so can you tell us more about your team?
Excuse me. The team is very diverse. We have empaths, healers. We have our technical folks that, sensitives. Oh my gosh, they're like a big family. We do get together. I will do like a little getaway just to get together and, just kind of love each other to make us a stronger team. And everybody comes from a different background, so they have a different view of our cases. And it's really nice to be able to sit down and listen to everybody of what they might have felt, seen, heard, what we've got as EVPs or anything that we might caught on camera, and try to figure out the best game plan to help this family. And that could be different types of cleansing. It's not always sage. We also have our, I call them our witches, which they're amazing. And, be able to kind of work, in different ways. We also go with a lot of the empaths and sensitives, because there's times that I'm not able to see something because it doesn't want to show itself. And I, have to go to them of what are you feeling? What are you smelling? And different things like that. So it's a great unity. It really is.
Okay, we've got some questions in the comments.
Have you taken part in police cases with missing people?
Actually, I have. There was one that had a missing case. Luckily, this gentleman was found alive. He had some traumatic brain injury. And because of that, when he wandered off, he ended up in all different areas. But we were able to help the police get on the right track and was able to bring him home.
Do you often get contacted for help in that kind of respect by people?
I have. I've not really gotten into it full-fledged because it does take a lot of energy. I've been trying to help on one case, but it's like almost like a big puzzle right now. I get led to one area, and then something else happens, and there's more to the story, and then other things are coming up. And I will tell you that takes a lot out, but I have been contacted on numerous cases.
Okay. That's really interesting. I find all that very interesting. There was a TV show years and years and years ago, a long, long time ago now. I can't even remember what it was called, but I remember watching it, and that's what it was about.
Yeah.
It was a UK, I can't remember who it was now. Anyway, and that's what he did, help the police to find people that were missing, or if they thought someone had unfortunately was no longer with us, because they haven't found them, but they haven't found a body, so they couldn't prove it. I think it's just amazing.
It's a big puzzle, and it gets to the point where you get a lot of pictures coming in, and the hardest ones are the missing children, and having to relay those kind of messages, and that takes a lot out of me because it breaks my heart, because being a mother myself, that's the worst thing anybody could ever go through, is losing a loved one and not knowing where they're at.
Okay, somebody just commented saying, I need to get in touch with you. So how can Mickey get in touch with you? Oh, I hope I pronounced that correctly. Get in touch with you for some help.
They can actually go on my Facebook page, which is Michelle Roos, and they can also send me a message on Riverside, Iowa Paranormal Facebook page. We do have a messenger, and they can send a message there. We'll get in contact with them within 24 hours.
Okay, that's fantastic. I've just Candy's been putting links on for us, so I'm just popping them up as she puts them up for us.
Oh, that's amazing. She's actually part of Riverside, Iowa Paranormal. She's part of the Iowa chapter. So kudos to you, Candy.
Thank you for doing that. That's if I'm not doing these, I'm normally the person sat there doing that. I'm normally Candy that's putting everything on, actually. Okay, another question for you. Have you personally had an item which was admitted to the Warren Museum because of a bad attachment? That's John's Holiday. He's part of our team that's asking that question.
Yes, actually, we do. I actually get all of the haunted items sent to me. Yay.
Oh, wow. Lucky you.
I actually have it in an undisclosed area where we keep it, secured. We have items pretty much from around the world right now. And the one item is from the one that we did work in Scotland with a really bad attachment. One person sent the Warren Foundation 34 dolls.
34.
34 dolls. And I have to tell you a funny story. So they show up in a box, and I put them in my vehicle to go and transport them. And the box started moving. And it made me a little nervous because I'm like, okay, I'm on flat road. Something's not right. But the only thing that came out of my mouth was, if you don't stop that back there, I'm going to have to pull this vehicle over. And I just looked at myself in the mirror going, did you just say that? You talking to a box? But I go, the team goes there. We do keep track of it. We bless it. We do tell people how to package it so it's safe. But it's not something that we're putting out there right now. We're making sure that it doesn't get into the wrong hands. So we have all different types of items. We even have a samurai sword. So we do have some really crazy items. Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't talk to the sword, though, I promise.
We believe you.
Tasha's asked, when remote viewing, have you had this start as visions or snippets of dreams before you sat and worked on it to find answers?
Yes. Normally, when I start on a case, I don't want to know a lot about it. I just get kind of an outline of how many are in the family, what are the ages, and that's about it. Normally, before I do a remote, I would say 3 or 4 days prior, I start having really bad dreams of something trying to stop me, almost like these warnings that are not from my own spirit guides, but something that doesn't want me to go in there. And I start looking at those types of pictures of what it's showing. So I already know when I'm going in where I got to put my guard up.
Can you tell us more about the Iowa investigation team?
Yes, we're part of the bit. Well, we're all pretty big. Candy is kind of our event coordinator, our social media, a little bit of everything. We also have Bill, who is our technical advisor and also does all our filming and everything for us. We also have Kelly, who is a Reiki master and a healer. This lady is unbelievable when we have guests that might have, something happen to them during an event. She's able to jump right in and take care of them. I have Jake and Derek, who are both also psychic mediums. They see things a little different than I do. Jake does a lot of his readings with tarot. But the way he reads tarot, it's not like what you see in a book. The cards jump up and come to life for him. And Derek is an empathic psychic, so he can give love notes to people, but he can also help feel what he's seeing to know, whether it's more of a facade and they're trying to trap us or different things like that. And Drew is also part of, he's a sensitive and also helps with a lot of the technical things. And I think I remembered everybody on the Iowa team. If I forgot anybody, I apologize.
It is like there's 8 of us, so we have the same thing.
Yeah.
So we have the same thing. Like, John's just commented going back to the Warren Foundation because John Tolliday, who's in the comments asking some of the questions, he interviewed Chris yesterday and he's interviewed Chris previously as well. And he said Chris mentioned a possible new museum in the future where people could go to see with all the items behind glass to keep them safe and people protected. So that would be such a popular place to visit.
Yes, we are working on that. The first thing, of course, right now, Chris is traveling. And so my job right now is just to keep everybody safe. We have been looking at some locations that we can actually put them on display. And, we actually have the stories behind them. And then this way people can come and see what we've got.
I think that'd be amazing. I think you get people from all over the world.
Definitely,
100% to come and have a look. And going back to our investigation team. So have you got any events coming up? Is there anywhere people can catch you online or videos or anything else?
Yes. Actually, if you go on Riverside, Iowa Paranormal's Facebook page, we put all our events there. We have 2 great events coming up in September. September 5th, we are going to be in the small town called Strawberry Point at the Franklin Hotel. The hotel still looks like it did way back in the day. It is very, very busy. People are really going to enjoy it. We're having small groups. Excuse me. We also are offering face masks for whoever would like to wear one. So we are protecting those who are coming. It's going to be a night of, a lot of people are going to have to tap into themselves. It's going to be one where you're going to not just have to use the gadgets you bring, but you're also going to have to use your senses. And then on the 12th, we're going to be at the Grand, which is one of the oldest opera houses that still have the stage and everything. There, we're actually going to film live on the Spirit Realm Network. So anybody who will be coming to that event will actually be part of our live investigation.
She's at it again. Thank you, Candy. Oh, bless her.
I wonder if she's working for a raise. Do you think?
Well,
That's what I'm doing.
That's what I'm doing. Look, you've just put that thought out there now. What are you doing, Michelle?
Right?
One thing I wanted to ask, you got all these different titles. I just wanted to know, where did it all begin? What made you want to get involved in all this?
Well, it started over 12 years ago. It always was popping in my mind and, trying to figure out which direction do I want to go. I've always have worked with a lot of the, priests, bishops, different things of calling me in before they did blessings and stuff to see if it was like true demonic stuff, or, is it just negative energy building up in the families doing a self-manifestation? So the more I got into it, I'm like, my thoughts were getting stronger. I was getting a pull. I could feel a pull. And I'm like, this is the direction I need to go. So using my abilities, I work with a lot of the more darker side of things. And that's when I started getting more and more into, the demonology part, the exorcist part, things like that. But for my fun time, or for something that makes me feel good, is when I also do readings for people to give them something, wonderful to wrap themselves around, something nice and warm instead of something always negative.
That was the next thing I was going to ask you about, was readings. Do you do those for the general public? Can they contact you and do like a Zoom call or something like that?
Yes, I can do them through Zoom, or I do them through Facebook. I do a really in-depth personal types of readings. When I do that, I actually tap more into your spirituality and kind of doing that full cleansing, because I'm able to take attachments off if there's any while we're doing readings, because sometimes they'll show themselves. And if they go to Riverside, Iowa Paranormal's Facebook page, send me a message, they'll get it to me right away. I think I'm gonna have to get another Facebook page. I just don't know where to send anybody anymore.
No, I was just thinking then, you've got so much that you do, and you've got so much coming through, like the Warren Foundation, obviously being a direction that I can imagine you're extremely busy with all of that, let alone all the other things that you do. You're an ordained minister as well, aren't you?
Yes, I am. So I can come in and rid you of the demons and marry you all at the same time for one low cost.
What if you want to marry a demon?
We'll need to talk. That's where the psychology piece comes in. We'll have a little talk first, and then we'll kind of go from there.
I was going to say that'd be where the para counselling comes in, because you might.
Very much so.
I like that. That is fun. That was funny. So the readings that you offer, is it you said it's more.
So what happens when I do a reading? You might have some loved ones come in, but then a lot of times, because how in depth my ability is, I can start seeing some of your past lives, and I can see then if there's attachments on you and things like that. So all of that comes to me. So I might be able to tell you that a loved one is sending their love and they're next to you. But at the same time, I will probably say if there was something behind you or lingering or leeching off of you. And then we would go into getting that attachment off you, trying to rebuild, your spiritual side. So mine get very in depth. I don't do anything like that live on Facebook.
No.
Because what I do is more personal and really gets, really in depth. And I always tell folks when they want a reading from me to be prepared, because it will be very emotional. You'll be getting tapped into your own self, and be able to actually kind of see, what's been going on, why this person. And the thing is, if you've lost somebody and, they took their own life or things like that, I am very straightforward. I will say this person did this because they were fighting a certain demon, or they had an attachment and this was something they couldn't deal with. So mine is bring a box of tissues and be ready, because it's going to be very, very truthful, and it could be very painful. But it always turns out beautifully at the end.
When you're doing your investigating, do you just use yourself as a gadget, or do you use any other equipment?
Actually, I do use equipment too. And I like using the equipment, especially when I have all three of us psychics together, because I want the people who are there, because a lot of them can't see what I see, that I can go ahead and have them touch the gadgets, whether, it's the REM pod, or if they catch an EVP, or I make them come next to me so they can feel the feelings of what I'm seeing. It's very interactive because we want to show people how to be very respectful when they go to these events, but also show them the proper way of doing an investigation. So I kind of mix the two together, because it's really good when you have, your tools out there, and there's a child walking up looking at the lights, and you get that child to play music with you, so people can see that what I'm seeing is actually interacting, and so they become part of me.
Yeah, I've done that in the past with because we've got psychic medium, 2 other mediums, myself being one, and then we've got a psychic medium, and he's also a psychic artist on our team.
Oh,
so it's really interesting where if I pick up on something, we'll say something to him, and you might find that he's already drawn the person that you're connecting with, or you start talking about this person, he's already drawn them, or he's halfway through drawing them already. So for us, that's really interesting.
that is amazing. That's one thing I can't do. I don't think my stick people would actually tell a good story.
No.
So, but that's why I love having a team, because if there's something I'm not able to do, and that's both for Riverside, Iowa Paranormal, and of course the Warren Legacy Foundation. Catherine and myself, I bounce off of Catherine a lot. Catherine, I'm seeing this, it's not making sense. And she's able to kind of guide me through it. And I can do that with my own team. I can go through the other 2 psychics and say, I'm seeing it this way. Is this really a creature, or is it trying to scare us and make itself look like that? And they can kind of see it. And I don't think people understand, if you move egos to the side, we can do so much good for people. And there are so many people out there that desperately need help.
Yeah, well, we agree on that one, don't we?
Yeah.
That you've got to work as a team, you've got to respect each other, respect the location, respect the spirits that you're talking to, and so on. That's been a big thing this weekend, that a lot of people we've spoken to, we've all had the same concept of that, haven't we?
Yeah.
About the respect and everything else.
Yes.
So for you to bring that up as well, and being our last interviewee of the weekend, it just shows that all the people we've had on this weekend are the same as us. They all have the respect and everything of what they're doing. And that's the main thing, isn't it? When you go somewhere, you need to respect the people you're working with and the place as well as the spirits,
Yes. Because a lot of times when we do go into a place, if there is a lot of negative energy, it is already trapping, some of those human souls that need to pass on and can't because they're trapped. So you have to have a team behind you to be able to make that happen, get rid of one so the others can actually be at rest.
Yeah, there's something else we were discussing earlier, wasn't it, with I spoke to that many people today. I've forgotten who it was to have the conversation with. We were talking about it earlier with the about moving spirits on and so on. Do you just do it, or because some people, that was a question that was asked earlier, do you just do it, or do you ask if they want to go before you move them on?
I always ask. And I think that's still a respect, I respect them as if they were still alive. And I do ask them. A lot of them that I have, tried to move on felt like they weren't worthy enough to move on because maybe their life wasn't that great, or, a lot of them, which were suicides, feel that they can't pass on. And so having that conversation helps them, let them know they're worthy, that they can go into the light and be with the loved ones.
The final question from me I've got is, have you ever thought about holding workshops for the different titles you've got? You can do either on Facebook Live or on Zoom or anything, and help people out that way.
I would love to do more workshops. We have a psychic support group for the Warren Legacy Foundation. And myself and George and Catherine, normally it's the third Sunday of the month, we actually do a Zoom session and do like a workshop to help those in that group kind of understand their abilities more, teaching how to ground yourself, protect yourself, and just kind of bring different topics up. But I think we still need more of a workshop for not just people with abilities, but actually, like paranormal things, how do you go in and work with clients, a family that's in distress, different things like that too.
Okay, we've got a question from the comments. Crystal Stone would like to know, when talking about moving spirit on, do you also ask the owners of the property if they wish to pass spirit over?
I do. If we're working with clients, normally they do want everything out. So if it's a private one, I normally ask ahead of time to make sure if there is a way to pass, the spirit on, it's okay. Now, when we go to these places that have events, if the owner wants us to pass someone on, we will. But we just don't walk in and start moving them on because we have to ask their permission and be respectful for them also.
Yeah, this is a conversation. Sorry, I'm just laughing because I've just put on screen the Warren Legacy Foundation at gmail.com.
Yes.
From John. And he's just commented straight underneath it saying, meet you, Candy. Sorry, I couldn't help it.
That's a great and that is the best link, honestly, John. Thank you. So if anybody does need help, is just reach out through the email, let us know that you're needing help, and one of us will actually get back in touch with you. And let's see what we can do to help you. We're trying to get the word out there that we do have people that don't charge for our services when we come to help you if you're in need. We're here to help you and your family.
Mm-hmm. See, personally, my belief is if you're going to help someone, you're going to help them for the greater good, not to, no disrespect to anybody watching this, but not to line your pockets. No disrespect. If you're going to help someone, you're going to help them for the right reasons. I don't think it's right to charge people when you're going in to help them.
No, not at all.
Not property or move spirit on or so on. But yeah, that's our personal beliefs. That we don't believe in that. Oh, Candy says she said she was slacking. She's replied to John, I was slacking.
There goes that raise. That
raise has gone out the window, Candy. Sorry.
I'm glad they're enjoying themselves.
But you're not having John because he's ours.
No, but at least I've got someone to chit chat with.
I like that. Okay. Yeah, because like I said, John's actually interviewed Chris a couple of times now.
Nice.
So we've tried to when I spoke to Catherine yesterday and ourselves speaking to you today, obviously we want to ask you different questions that haven't been covered already. So this is why I'm more interested in knowing about you and about your team and what you do and what your background is. I'll leave that on the screen now, for the email address for everybody to be able to contact you.
Yes. And, it's one of those that they can contact me on either side. I'm able to help. And now you've got my brain going about workshops. I'm like, okay, what can we do next?
You're
welcome.
Well, that's a good thing because, like Dan said, that's actually something that we've asked I've asked different people over this weekend as well about, do they do tutorials and do they do workshops, presentations and so on that people can go on and watch and learn from you. So that's good that you already do that.
Yes, and we do a Monday. I know the Warren Legacy Foundation does do a Zoom every Monday, and we talk about different topics, and a lot of people are able to go on there and ask questions, and it's interactive. So they can unmute themselves and actually talk to us and, learn and ask all those questions. I'm waiting for the next one to pop up.
No, just reading Candy, but no new project, Michelle. So that's it now.
Yep,
She said a new project for you. And is there anything else that you'd like to talk to us about today that we haven't covered already? I feel like I've fired lots of questions at you.
No, I don't think so. I feel like I've, I just want people to know, though, when I keep the paranormal part separate from my private readings and things like that. So if they do end up sending me messages, to let me know ahead of time what it is for. Yeah. And again, to let people know, we have folks all around the world that if anybody needs help. We also have people that can be interpreters if you're not able to speak the language very well. And we respect everybody's faith. So we don't come barging in and saying you have to do it my way. And just let them know everything's going to be confidential too.
Yeah,
that was a pretty good commercial.
That was. I like that. You should record that and post it out.
Yes.
If they watch the video, just clip that bit. Just chop us off.
Yes.
Zoom in and just take that bit and just send that as your advertisement for the future now.
You guys have been just such a pleasure. This is the first time I think I have done so much smiling and laughing on an interview, because I got to talk a little bit about everything, not just all the dark stuff that I do.
Yeah, Dennis just says it's all about him. It's all because of him, look,
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Nothing to do with me. It's just all about Dennis. Just want to go into the comments quickly. Rachel said, the Zoom sessions are enlightening, guys. If you haven't joined yet, she's telling everybody to join them. Candy says, oh, she wants the raise again. She's back on it because she's realised, she let John beat her earlier. So she's back on for the raise. She says she's very gifted with knowledge of several religions, able to help a variety of areas. See, I told you she was on the raise again.
Yep, she sure was.
Erin says, love you guys.
I love you, Erin.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah.
Melissa says, Michelle, you're amazing.
Oh, thank you, Melissa.
Chris says, it's brilliant. Thank you. Ooh. Catherine says, she always has your back, honey, and she loves you.
I love you too. Well,
I've heard from her today, bless her. Were you rubbing that kiss? I just saw the corner of my eye, his arm move. What is he like? Oh dear. Okay. I think we've asked all of our. Oh, go on.
Rachel's asked, can people participate live in any videos you do? I'd love to join in, but live in the UK.
Any of the live ones? Oh, I don't know how we could do that. I mean, we could do kind of like a Zoom live where they can interact from the UK with us. That would be amazing.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah, I think
we'll all be there.
Yes, that would be a lot of fun, going and doing one of these events and actually having you guys with us and doing it through like Zoom. I think that would be amazing. Nobody's done it before.
Cool.
Todd's asked, how many chapters of RIP is there?
Okay, hold on. I got to count here. I've got Minnesota, I've got Kansas, Iowa, California, Texas, Iowa, and going to be doing Arizona. 7. And Candy might correct me on this, but I believe it's 7.
We better drop back down in the comments.
Have we got a drum roll?
Hold on. Did she get it right, Candy? Come on. The question was tied to the grand investigation, wanting to watch and participate, she's telling us.
Oh, okay. So on the grand, yes. The grand, we actually will be going live right about 8 o'clock our time here in the U.S. But yes, if you go on the Spirit Realm Network and you like that page and you like our page on Riverside, Iowa Paranormal, you will get notified and you will actually can participate with us in that live, because we will watch the comments. And we always ask people with abilities, if you see something, make sure you let us know or steer us in the right way.
Okay, we've a couple more questions that we've missed along the way. That's why I just dropped back through the comments, because the screen was moving up and I thought, oh, I'll ask that in a minute. And then you said about something. I'm like, oh, yeah, I wanted to ask you about that. So I just kind of lost track. So.
You've got a couple.
Oh, you forgot some. Oh, dear.
Add Indiana, Kansas.
Indiana, that's right. Indiana. Oh, my gosh. Shame on me.
Kansas.
I did say Kansas.
You said Kansas. I'm just telling you what Candy said.
Oh, that's why I went out to her, because I know we're working on one in Arizona, but it's not, official yet. So I knew that one was coming, but I forgot Indiana. And Andrea and Austin, if you guys are watching, I so apologize.
I'm trying to go back there because I lost another one. There we go. One more question for you. So I keep saying one more and then that's it. And then I see another one that I haven't asked and I don't want to leave anybody out. So I do apologize.
No, that's absolutely fine.
How do you shut down to have peace for yourself?
I actually cleanse myself. I like hugging trees, so that helps me with grounding. I use a lot of lavender and Epsom salt, and anytime after I'm done, I will shower and just let it all go down the drain. I will then put some oils. I do make a lot of my own protection oils and things like that. So I use that and I spray it around, my room is my sanctuary, and I will go there and then completely shut down.
And your sprays and your oils and things, I've got to ask the question because you've mentioned them. Do you make those for yourself?
Nope. We actually do sell those for protection, like people at the events. They will be on our website, and I know that Candy will put that website up. So I'm just going to leave it
Candy,
there. Come on,
you're
Candy.
on the clock.
We also have protection bags. We have gone in with Prismscapes, a lovely lady that owns that, and we went in and told her that we wanted the intentions and the protection for anybody that would need it personally or at one of our events. And so we actually have protection pouches, and I've also have blessed and did anointment to them. So we have those also. So we have a lot of things that can bring you love, light, protection, and different, everybody has different ways of smells. And so, of course, we have that. She put it up there. I knew she would. She wants extra crystals. That's what it is. Yeah.
Always a hidden agenda.
Of course. But she does a lot. And if anybody really wants to know about all the events, because we have events for the rest of the year, they're kind of scattered out because of all this COVID.
Yeah.
If they go to Thriller events, they will see all of our events there, and they can send us a message there. They can get their tickets there. They can do all of it there.
Okay. Some of the events are in the comments because Candy's posted them for us, and the dates and things, the ones that you've mentioned. So from us, thank you very much for joining us and talking to us and putting up with us.
Oh, you know what? It was an amazing. Hopefully we can all talk again,
Definitely.
So
we'd love you to join us again. We've got another show that we do called Keep On Chatting, which we've already asked other guests to come on and talk to us. And two of our colleagues, Russ and John, they run a podcast, Bizarre Dimensions. So I know those guys, those are the ones that have chatted to Chris on more than one occasion. So I know those guys. I'm sure John would be interested in contacting you and talking to you more, and probably having you on their show also, if you don't mind doing that.
I do not.
So we'll all be in touch. You'll regret this because we're all going to be in touch. I'm like, right, can we have your, or should we contact Candy?
Yeah. Actually, you guys can contact me privately. I will definitely see it. And if I don't have time, I'll probably send it to Candy. She keeps my life in order. So
I was just checking, as she's out for this rise and everything.
yeah. And I thank you very much. This has been an amazing time, and you guys did an amazing all weekend long. And I'm sending you guys, here you go, lots of love.
Oh, you can have that. That one's for you, Dennis. You can have that one. I'll let you keep that one. I won't make you share it. Thank you ever so much. We really genuinely do appreciate. Really do genuinely appreciate you coming on and talking to us. And I know we had lots and lots of questions for you, but it's been fantastic. The time's gone really, really quickly.
Yes.
And we'd love you to join us again. Apparently, we're doing another event.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, we were doing the introduction yesterday morning. We did our introduction to the co-host at 10 o'clock yesterday morning. And one of our co-hosts, we were just talking, weren't we? And then she went, yeah, so we hope you really enjoyed this weekend and you join us on the next one. Okay. And then that was fine until she added in, I think we should do it for 24 hours next time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I know. So watch this space. We'll be in contact with you.
Yes.
And I just want to say thank you very much. We really do appreciate it.
Thank
and
you.
John saying, yes, we are. John saying, yeah, we are going to go 24 hours next time, apparently. So it might be a better time for you. Because obviously,
I can pick any time then.
Yeah, well, all of the thing of the guests we've had this weekend, it's been like a 5-hour difference, a 6-hour. The longest has been an 8-hour difference. And I've had to sit there and work it all out. Like, okay, you live where? So, right, that time's that for you, which means it's that time for me. And then gone back to them and said, can you do this time?
And I got a hold of Chris and said, Chris, she said it's this time. What is it my time? And where is it else on the East Coast? So I could do the East Coast, but I couldn't remember anybody else. But, maybe with this next one, if you're 24 hours, if we're live at a location, we might have to do the interview right from that haunted location.
Wow, that'd be amazing.
Yeah.
That's it now. We're going to make sure we're going to schedule it so you're at a location.
All right. Sounds good.
Yeah. We've got evidence you said.
Yeah. I'll be like, do you guys see anything? And I'll just take everybody with us.
That'd be fantastic. Thank you ever so much. I really do appreciate it.
Thank you. You guys have a wonderful day. Thanks.
You too. I just want to say thank you to everyone that's watched all weekend. It's very much appreciated. We hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you, Goth Angel Productions, for sponsoring the weekend. And we also did it in association with Haunted Magazine. Say thank you to my team from behind the scenes and everyone that's helped out. And thank you to you, all the guests that have come on and given us your time and allowed us to interview all of you. It's very much appreciated. And like I said, everybody watching, all the support from everyone's absolutely been fantastic. And we'll see you all again soon. So that's bye from us. Bye from Michelle. John says stay safe and best wishes. And we'll see you all soon. Thank you very much, everyone. And just remember that all these lives will stay on the Facebook pages, and they are also on YouTube, and they're also on our website. So if you missed the beginning or missed anything at all, you can find it on there. And if you want to share this anywhere, Michelle, it will be staying on here.
Definitely, we'll share it out. This was amazing, and we'll get it all out there for you.
Thank you so much.
Stay safe. We'll see you all soon.
Take care.
Bye.